Today I'm going to show you a fun way to paint this truck from our shop in a very farmhouse way. I'm starting with a base coat of gray. You'll notice that I'm not being super careful. I don't have to be, because the parts where I don't want this color to show has overlay pieces, so you're never going to see it anyways. Once I get the gray in all the places that I want it, I'm going to dry it completely. Next, I will go over it with a coat of black paint. Again, not worrying to be too careful about where the placement of my black is. While I have the black out, I'm going to go ahead and paint the tires of the truck. I'm using Tomed Red to paint all of the hearts. It adds just a little pop of color to an otherwise very neutral farmhouse craft. I'm painting the envelope white. It needs 2 coats of paint because white doesn't have as good a coverage as other colors, so it's just going to need a little bit of extra. You'll see that I'm painting the heart and the envelope on the base of the truck. While I don't necessarily have to, I like to. That way, if I don't line my overlay pieces up perfectly, you won't see bare wood showing through. You'll just see the color and it won't be noticeable if I make a little bit of a mistake. I decided to go back and paint the stands just in case you see them from the front of the truck. I didn't want the bare wood to show. I'm also going to go ahead and paint the tires on the base for the same purpose of why I painted the heart and the envelope. When I add metal pieces to my crafts, I like to add a little bit of antique wax to distress them. It kind of adds to the vintage distressed look that I'm going for. Once everything is completely dry, I'm going to go back and I'm going to use a sanding sponge to distress all the wood pieces. I want the lines on the envelope to pop a little bit, so I'm going to use a fine tip paintbrush and some black paint just to outline the lines a little bit. It's going to be kind of bold and stark of a color, so I'm going to go back once it's completely dry and I'm going to use my sanding sponge to distress it and tone those lines down just a little bit. As you can see, my paint wasn't completely dry and I smudged it a little bit. That's okay. It happens. We all make mistakes. We all have mess ups. It's just paint. You can easily fix it by just going back and touching it up with the other color, and it's like it never happened. Anytime I add antique wax to my metal pieces, I like to seal it. I like to use the Rust-Oleum 2x clear sealer with the matte finish. I like the matte finish because that adds a little bit to the vintage aged look. Once your painting is all done and dry, you can start gluing all your pieces together. I'm just using hot glue today, but you can also use gel super glue. I find that that works really well for these projects. This truck comes with 2 shelf sitter stands. You can use these shelf sitters to glue onto the back of your truck to help it stand. I always glue these about 1/8 of an inch, maybe a little bit more, up from the bottom of the wood piece. This gives it a little bit of a tilt back, so if you have a lot of embellishments on the front, the weight of those embellishments don't tend to try to pull it forward. If you like this project, you can get this and many others at christyscraftroom.com. If you like this video, make sure that you hit the follow button so that you'll see more videos and crafts and tutorials just like this in the future. Thanks for watching.